Next, we need to add the validations to our REST APIs. To do that, first we have to add one dependency into our pom.xml file. Let's create one dependency. As the group ID, let's give org.springframework.boot, and as the artifact ID, let's give spring boot hyphen starter hyphen validation. Then we can click the load Maven changes. Let's go to the customer DTO class, and we need to annotate these fields with some annotations related to validations. So when we creating a customer, we need to pass these values like first name, last name, address, email, and password. So what we need is, we need to let user know that in case if any of these values were not passed, we need to let the user know there is something wrong with the request and you need to fix it. So to do that, let's annotate these fields. So I'm going to annotate customer first name field with @not_empty annotation, and customer last name field also I can annotate with the same annotation. And customer address we don't need to pass, it's optional. So customer email also we can annotate with that @not_empty annotation, and finally customer password also we need to annotate with the same annotation. In addition to that @not_empty annotation, for the email field we can also use the @email annotation, so that in case if the email is not valid, it will throw a message to let the user know to send a valid email. And after the annotation, within brackets, we can always mention the error message that we want REST API to show to the customer. So I'm going to customize the error message like this for the customer first name. Similarly, I can use an error message for the customer last name also. And for the email, for the @not_empty annotation, I can specify one error message. Let me give customer email should not be null or empty. For the @email annotation, I can give another error message. Email address should be valid. And I'm going to give an error message to the customer password field as well. Let's go ahead and now go to the controller, customer controller class. And in the customer controller class also we need to give one annotation. Here beside the @request_body annotation for the create customer method, I'm giving @valid annotation, and similarly for the @putMapping update customer method also beside the @request_body I'm giving the same annotation, @valid annotation. Because those are the only two methods which passes a request body. Also, we need to make some changes to the global exception handler class. We need to extend the response entity exception handler when creating the global exception handler. And we need to add one more method. Protected response entity with the object as the enclosed type. And I can give the method name as handle method argument not valid. And as the parameters, I'm going to give method argument not valid exception type parameter as the first parameter. Next, HTTP headers as the type for the second parameter. HTTP status code as the type for the third parameter. And web request as the fourth parameter. And I'm creating a map with string as the key, string as the type for the key, and also string as the type for the value. And let me name it as errors. And this hash map, we need to add errors into this hash map. Next, I'm creating a error list of type list of object error, and from the method argument not valid exception, I'm getting the all errors and populating the error list. By using the for each for the error list object, we can get errors one by one, and then we can add those into the hash map. So first I'm getting the field name of the every error. Then I'm getting the message using get default message method. And then we can add that field name as the key of the hash map and message as the value. In this way, for every error that was captured, we can add into the hash map. Finally, it returns an object of response entity enclosing the errors object and bad request as the HTTP status. Let's run the application. Application started on port 8081. Let's go to the Postman. Right now, we have one record in our customers table. Let's hit the create customer endpoint, but this time let's remove the first name. Let's keep it as blank and click the send button. This time we are getting an error message. Customer first name should not be null or empty, and we see the 400 bad request. And if we do the same thing for the customer last name, yeah, we are getting the error message for the customer last name as well. Let's do that for the other fields as well. Customer email, we are getting customer email should not be null or empty. But if we give an invalid email address like this, In that case, we are getting a different error message saying email address should be valid. Let's remove the password value. And now we are getting customer password should not be null or empty. But if we remove the address and keep it blank, it does not capture that because we did not add the annotation to the customer address field. Yeah, if we put all values, then it successfully creates the record. Let's try to update customer with some errors in the request body. It shows the message as expected. Let's remove the last name and we got the expected message. Let's check the email. We got the message as expected. In case of invalid email, we are getting the message as expected. For the empty password, we are getting the expected message. Let's test one more scenario by removing customer first name altogether. Yeah, that case also we are getting the error message as expected.